Why we have to smoke Robusto-sized cigars, why Robusto-sized cigar is the best flavored cigar. What I'm about to say is surely the most scientific thing you've ever heard. For Robusto, we must talk about Cohiba. Let's take Cohiba as an example. First of all, we must know that Cohiba is the world's top brand, and its entire range of products use the world's top Cuban raw materials. It's the same as what people in the Middle East think about oil. You think oil is particularly precious, but the Middle Easterners think, isn't this everywhere? It only costs $3 to fill up a tank of car. Cuban cigar leaves are precious to you, but for Habanos, we use the brand Cohiba. Of course, we should use our best Cuban cigar leaves. What's the big deal? So the whole series uses the same top Cuban cigar leaves. But why does each series have a different flavor? That's because different diameters result in different toast-to-burn ratios. In my previous works, I have repeatedly emphasized that wrapper and binder are used for combustion. After combustion, a thick layer of ash is formed to protect the filler from being burned. Because filler is the main source of flavor, it must not be burned by high temperatures, otherwise the flavor will be completely lost. It must be large roasted and small burned to bring out the best flavor of the cigar. This diagram is a very clear representation of the ratio of cigar burning and roasting in different ring gauges. The red color of the outer ring is the burning part. The orange color in the middle is the part that is baked and low-temperature burning. The temperature of the filler part must be constantly changing between roasting and low-temperature burning to release the best flavors. To put it simply, it has to be roasted and small burned to release the best flavor of the cigar. As can be seen from the diagram, the larger the diameter, the more optimal it is to create a large roast and small combustion. So we can very clearly feel that the flavor of a thick diameter cigar is much better than a fine diameter cigar. So the thicker the diameter, the better the flavor? It was supposed to be, but there is a problem: suction resistance. When the diameter of the cigar is larger than that of the Robusto, the suction resistance becomes very small. When we smoke, a lot of air is mixed in to dilute the flavors, making the flavors very blurry and unclear. The diameter of the Robusto is an optimal balance between the baking combustion ratio and the suction resistance. This is why we should choose Robusto. The flavor of Robusto is the best and most balanced, but even the most flavorful Robusto can't avoid the ash taste in the middle and end sections of the cigar. Because cigars are burned continuously, as long as they are burned continuously, they will be inevitably ash taste. Cigars are burned at low temperatures, and low-temperature combustion produces pyrolyzed water. If this water can come into contact with the burning part, the water and fire will cooperate, resulting in very rich, sweet, clean flavors. But unfortunately, the cigar is burned continuously. Continuous burning results in a permanent layer of completely dried charcoal between the burning part and the water. That's why cigars always have ash taste in the middle and end sections. As long as it burns continuously, the water will never be able to reach the burning part. You'll never be able to avoid the ash taste of dry charcoal burning into ash. If you want to enjoy clean and rich Cuban flavors, please use Loong Shell. Loong Shell has no requirements for a cigar's rolling quality, structure, etc., as long as the raw materials are good. Loong Shell can make large baking and small burning on Cohiba Mini. In addition, the suction resistance of the Cohiba Mini is very easy to be controlled, which prevents a large amount of air from mixing and diluting the flavors. More importantly, Loong Shell is not continuous combustion but intermittent combustion. Only intermittent combustion allows the water to come into contact with the burning part so that the water and fire will cooperate together, resulting in the richest, cleanest Cuban flavors. Loong Shell enables Cohiba Mini to release better flavors than Cohiba Robusto.